There's usually an institutional structure to deal with that, isn't it? And often it's best to sort of get that going as quickly as possible if it's obvious and bad cheating.
Yeah, there's the above my pay grade, below my pay grade type cheating. If we're talking plagiarism or what have you, that's not your problem. You found it. You go straight to the course leader, and it becomes their problem after that, and it should all be kind of taken away from you. If it's say you set an exercise in class and they just plagiarise it, and you realise after a while that they have just plagiarised it. If it's not for a formal assessment, then I think just collar them at the end and say, look, you stole this. Why did you do this? You didn't need to do it. It's not for a formal assessment, and that may uncover reasons why. Or a lot of students have terrible note-taking habits, absolutely terrible, which conveniently coincide with a certain kind of laxity about referencing. But it's not uncommon just to kind of cut and paste lots of things from the internet, put them into your own notes, add a few comments to the bottom, and then not remember what was you and what was somebody else. I myself find that difficult to imagine, but that's what a lot of students do, and kind of plagiarism tests prove that is in fact what they're doing. And talking about the way you set exercises, if they're just finding material on the internet and then reporting it back, that's actually not the right kind of intellectual exercise anyway. I think whatever exercise you do should involve some comment from you and some interpretation, so that whatever they're doing has to involve them doing something with it, which is just good practice anyway.
Well, the more specific and unusual the thing you ask them to do, the more difficult it is to plagiarise.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
And obviously the internet is a great weapon for would-be plagiarists, but it's also a great weapon for us catching them. And sometimes I say this to students as well, because the moment something starts to read not like a student's voice, you put it into Google and it'll pop up. The only other thing I would add to what's already been said about plagiarism or cheating is that it's very difficult to deal with as a teacher, because you feel that you've built up a relationship with these students and a certain level of trust. And a lot of what we've been talking about today has been about kind of trust, I suppose, in the classroom. And the very first time I was a teaching assistant, I had a student who committed an absolutely outrageous case of plagiarism, where he'd borrowed his best friend's computer and stolen his homework from his friend's laptop. He sent it to me electronically. Author of the document pops up as his friend.